Hello, my friends. Welcome to Scrum in 3 minutes. This is a very rapid review of Scrum. Scrum is a lightweight framework that is used to solve complex problems. In this scenario, we'll start off with stakeholders. Stakeholders have a need, something they want. The stakeholders work with the product owner, who we will refer to as the Chief Value Officer. The product owner knows what the business wants and is responsible for prioritizing value into the product that the business wants, that the customer wants. So the business has these requests. These requests are logged into a product backlog, which the product owner owns. The product owner ensures that this product backlog is kept up to date and is prioritized. Let's move into the sprint itself. The very first event of the sprint, where all the team are participating, is known as sprint planning. Let's take a look at the team. So we have the product owner, who you've met. We have the Scrum Master, who is like a coach, a servant leader for the team to ensure that the team is practicing great Scrum. And then we have the developers. The developers are the individuals who get the work done. Developers doesn't necessarily mean that we're only in the world of IT. Scrum could be used in the world of hardware, in the world of services as well. Now, the team works in sprint planning to create a sprint backlog, which is a subset of the product backlog, which consists of items to be done within the sprint. The sprint is a time box of anywhere from 1 to 4 weeks in the world of Scrum. In addition to the sprint happening, another event known as the daily Scrum happens, and it's daily because it happens daily. The daily Scrum is where the team meets, and the team, the developers, are those who absolutely must be present. The Scrum Master doesn't have to be present, neither does the product owner, except the developers need them. But in the daily Scrum, 3 questions are traditionally answered. What have I done since our last meeting to move us towards the sprint goal? What am I going to do today to move us towards a sprint goal? And are there any impediments, obstacles, blockers, accelerators that need to be flagged down or highlighted to help the team? Even though these impediments or accelerators are identified, they are not fleshed out or resolved until after the meeting, in a different meeting. The next one that I would like to highlight here is not one of the core events of Scrum, but it's known as backlog refinement. This is where the team gets together to refine the backlog, to get the backlog to meet what we would say is a prioritized backlog with items for the next sprint, meeting a definition of ready. In other words, the items in the backlog are ready for us to work on in the next sprint. It's like planning in advance, if you will. At the end of the sprint, an increment is achieved. This increment is also known as a potentially shippable increment. Even though it is potentially shippable, it doesn't always mean we are going to release it. We may need to have several increments until we get a feature-rich release. There's no point releasing what is not ready or what is not featured enough. The next event that happens is known as the sprint review. This is where the stakeholders, the customers review what was created in that sprint and give feedback. And at the same time, they give ideas and insights as to additional requests that may need to make their way into the product backlog. The next event that happens is a sprint retrospective. And this is where the team meets to discuss what went well, what didn't go so well, and what can we improve on? What can we improve on right this moment? What can we improve on in the next sprint? Let's put those into the backlog and work them in the next sprint as necessary. And that, my friends, is Scrum in a nutshell. 3 roles: Scrum Master, Product Owner, and developers. 5 events with 1 optional one, the backlog refinement, which is not formally identified in Scrum, and 3 artifacts: the product backlog, sprint backlog, and the increment. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share with your friends. There'll be many more videos about Scrum. Bye for now.